you doing? This is Don from IdleTools. I am the GunMuse. Okay, brand new channel and brand new channel hiccups and woes. If you guys have never started a YouTube channel, it's way harder than it used to be. The original GunMuse channel, what I owned before Google owned YouTube. Back when I used to run a gun magazine, and I used to host my own videos, and you had to pay the phone companies, you know, for multiple bandwidths, and your cost was at your peak. So when everybody come in at 2 in the afternoon when they were supposed to be at work and were watching one of my videos, they would spike my video cost, my bandwidth cost, to a peak number for the day, and that peak number, I got billed for the whole month. So we were begging for a platform that would amortize our peak cost, okay, because of how phone companies bill individual companies. And that's what YouTube does for us. For those who are just new to YouTube, don't understand what the real cost is, say, well, YouTube takes 40% of my money. Thank God YouTube only takes 40% of my money. I know what it really costs to host your own videos, guys. Sorry about the cough thing. If you don't know, I've got scarring on my throat from chemical burns. So when I project my voice, I tend to cough. Okay, so part of a problem here is new channel. YouTube tells me I got 5 comments on the first video I dropped. That's outstanding. And they were great questions. You know, one of them was kind of a challenge. You know, we think, without saying it, he thinks my head's up my ass. I'll get to that in a minute. Bitsby trip. Okay, hold on. I'm showing you that I'm following these other guys. Sub, look forward in your hardware videos. Okay, I can't even respond to you because if I click on this, your comment disappears into La La Land. Okay, all right. So I got an RX 580 in the mail that I showed you on that first video that I put all the bits. I got one of them in there. Come with all kinds of discs. I'm going to plug this into a machine and make sure it works before I take it apart and talk about the type of thermal pasting I'm going to use and where I buy that thermal pasting, because I do not buy it off Amazon. Because if you don't know, if you look at my LinkedIn, I've set 2 world records on memory to CPU speed. And Arctic Silver is what I use. There's the dirty little secret. But I will not buy it off Amazon. It's too easy to fake putting something that looks white in a tube and charging you $100 for it with a fake label. They'll have like 20 cents worth of cost into $100 worth of counterfeiting. So I just don't buy it. It's expensive stuff. We used to use Arctic Silver, straight up silver. Okay. And the ceramic-based stuff is better than silver was. And when silver went up in value, then the ceramic got cheaper. But the ceramic used to cost more than the silver did. And it's all about reducing air. The ceramic does a better job of it. This stuff is like permanent liquid glue. You can glob it on somewhere and just go nuts. So we'll get into that. I'm going to get into taking apart that one because that's the RX 580 is a little bit tricky to take apart. And I'm going to talk about taking the pads out because a lot of gamers will talk about putting the pads back in, stuff like that. And I'm going to pull the pads out and put paste back in replacement of the pads because, like I said, the stuff I'm using doesn't liquefy and it doesn't harden, which is a big deal with that stuff that comes with the CPU or you buy down there for $3 down at the local computer store. That stuff gets enough heat applied to it, it becomes hard, and you get an air gap between your metal contact points, and I'll get into that. So, thank you for subbing. I could see 7 people subbed. I saw 5 people left a comment, but I can only see 3 of the 5 comments. Sorry. Okay, so the challenge one. You left on the comment, hello, I was wondering how you calculated your payback on an A5 Plus Dash Master at the 820 period. Websites say that you will make a loss. Please explain so that I understand. Okay, those same websites said that I would lose money buying S9 miners back in June. But an S9 miner was all I could get back in June. I started looking at this stuff, and my first reaction when I looked at what I could do with a new fashion was Dash. Okay. This is my first ability to get a Dash miner. So how am I going to make money when the website doesn't? Okay. You have your wallet. All right. Let's talk about fiat currency and investing. If you put your money in a savings account, the bank turns around and loads it to your neighbor. They pay you interest rate. You make money on your fiat money. You can do the same thing by putting money in DeFi's and cryptocurrency, because DeFi's are fairly new, and you make a hell of a lot more money in interest off of DeFi than you ever are from a bank. That's the thing that's scaring the federal government, is it's paying 8 to 10%. I looked at the DeFi's, I played with the DeFi's, but I was making more money paying attention to what I was doing. And this is where it gets into answering your question there. Fana. I'm going to slaughter that name. So, look, one of the, Voscoin, you're probably familiar with his channel. He is a distributor for this X11 miner, which will make 22 bucks a day just directly mining the coin right into your wallet. All right. I'm not mining the coin into my wallet. I'm setting up a grid bot, not just a straight up long bot. I make good money from long bots. Don't get me wrong. I did good, but the grid bot requires two things. I have to have the US dollar side reserved, so it's taken out of my pool of money. I can't go take advantage of other long bots because I took the money out of out of the pool, right? Only the profit of US dollars goes back into the pool. And then I have to have the crypto that I'm grid botting in. So either I got to take more US dollars out of my pool because I'm just starting up with this, right? And this is about the how to of starting up. So by using the miner at what you consider a loss, and he's looking at the what to mine and the the things, depending on your electricity costs, mine's lower than most people's. According to it right now, being down, Bitcoin being down this minute at this video, being down from where it was, and the altcoins follow the price of Bitcoin like a religion, right? So at this very moment, I'd lose 10 cents a day, but I won't, because I'm going to be mining Dash. The Dash is going to go into my wallet, and it is me buying my Dash at a 5% on the dollar instead of me using my other money that's making me money. I'm actually using the crypto miners to reduce my cost investment to money I don't get to touch because the bot is holding it. All right. So I'm mining my bot into bigger and bigger trades, so that the grid bot always works. And while the market goes sideways, and I think the market's going to go sideways, so some of this is a little speculation. So if you're coming at it from a straight up mining standpoint, you're right. There's no doubt that calculator says I'm not going to make any money. But that's calculator is based on me sticking into my wallet and doing nothing with it. All right. So I'm not doing that. My S9 miners took 400 US dollars and my miners, and I cashed at the beginning of July, at the last week of June, and by the end of July, when I sold everything out, I took 3,000 bucks out. Okay. I'm playing two sides of the coin at the same time. I'm approaching this. So during the 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks of stagnation in the month of July, where nothing went up, nothing went down, I kept padding and padding and padding. And then when it broke free for 5 days, I had puddles of coins, and they didn't have to come from my puddles of dollars. And I took, it goes sideways a lot during the day before it kind of goes up the next day. And I'm taking advantage of all the sideways movement during the day, because it updates once a minute. You get a possible trade every minute. I'm not going to hook up my phone for this, but I told you that I got everything but $500 out, and I tried playing with Bitcoin, even though I knew better. I knew better, and I did it anyway. and I lost another 40 bucks playing with Bitcoin, and I should have stuck with my strategy because my strategy works. This right phone? This is not the right phone. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. Oh, I got several phones. I'm using 3 commas for my trading bot. All right, so I'm going to pull this up. And come on, focus just a little bit, please. Too much green in the pie chart. But you see I got several coins going on there. All right. And we're oh, you know what? We can go in here. So while I'm out of the market and I had $500 I couldn't take out because I just added, I told you I put $400 in the 1st of June and I did so well. I took another $500 out of my bank account and added it to my trade exchange so I can start making larger trades. You know, I'm funding with my paycheck the cash side, the upside, the bull market side, I'm using cash. The bear market side, I'm using the mining machines and my electric bill to reduce my cost. Okay, so I'm cutting the cost of this bot in half. And I mentioned before with my S9 miners, I'm playing around Peercoin. One reason I'm playing around Peercoin is I'm getting paid every couple of days. So the puddle with that keeps going up. And it's a good, stable currency that just kind of drifts up and down a little each day. So a grid bot does well on the Peercoin. And I'm just making bigger and bigger and bigger trades. So I'm going to go here. And deals. All right. You're not going to be able to see the greens, but they're all greens. Okay. That's my 500 bucks, making 50 cents every few minutes. And I might be too late in the day. My 500 bucks made $5.50 yesterday. I made $4.10 today so far. Okay. So I'm making about $5 a day off my $500. That's 150 bucks a month. All right. So how am I going to pay off this machine? It's because I'm going to use it until I can get one of these machines. I want one of these Voska. It's sold out. I can't get one. So what I'm using is a combination of multiple strategies to absorb my cost short term. Will I make my money back in 60 days? There's a little bit of a gamble there, but during the worst month, I did well. And here's the thing, I planned this. I planned on this happening. So I laid out a plan and the plan took effect. I didn't plan on the market to drop and stabilize at the lowest Bitcoin rate for forever. I didn't plan on that. But I planned this strategy out for, can I play both sides at the same time? Because what else happens when the price of something drops? They got to lean on the miners. Sons of Tech keeps trying to tell everybody miners are important. They help stabilize things. They show, I mean, they keep things from getting pushed around. I don't completely understand it, and I'm gonna I would love more of a two-way conversation about that. But I am taking what he says very literally and applying it to a strategy he doesn't employ. He's got lots of GPUs. He's got a great strategy in place for shoving stuff in a wallet and waiting for the coin to split, to go in half, right? He's going to make money on that. And he's happy with the money he's making. I'm making money doing what I'm doing, and it's a different strategy, and it's a lot more complex. And so I want to say thank you, because your question was, yeah, but these other guys, they've been doing this a long time, and they say you're full of shit. That's kind of what your question was. But I like I said, I originally started out in Dash because I saw Dash as stable enough for me to fund the grid bot long term. Okay. The 3 coins, okay, and I'm going to put out my little, if you want tips from a guy who don't know shit, you're an idiot. I hate to be that mean, man, but like he said, I don't know squat. All right. But I will tell you where I'm speculating with what I'm doing. Okay, so oh, you got to forgive me, guys. I went in the hospital. Uh, this is what started this. I'm looking for my glasses. Wish this was alive, then somebody could tell me these are my glasses. They're not sunglasses. They're a green tint. Keeps the yellows and blues out. Okay. So, the bot that I'm making 56 to 70 cents a trade on is SNX USDT. Okay. KNC, Ravencoin. Okay. I'm making I made $3.30 on Ravencoin yesterday just in trading out of my $500 puddle. Right? It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. It gets a little bit. I'm going to get into how I set up the bots because there's a couple guys out there that set up bots, and that didn't work for me. The guy that shows you how he makes $15,000 a month in his trading bots, yeah, I looked at it. That didn't work. I hate to be no. Yes, he probably was when I looked at when that video was made. It was right at a long bull run, and you could set up simple long bots and take advantage of a long bull run. I think we're about to go into we probably were about to go into a long bull run. Things being equal and historic. George Soros is on the playing field, and George Soros broke the Bank of London. Okay, George Soros has bought politicians at every level of the U.S. government. He buys the people who count the votes in every state. So when we're out there going, hey, 4 mail trucks showing up in the middle of the night with a bunch of printed out ballots. Can we see those ballots? Nope, sure can't. 4 counties in the United States picked our government. It's suspicious beyond all belief. It should have never happened. And even that's what it is. So I have Ravencoin. ZRX is the fourth one, third one. DCA bots. Now what the hell? Go show me the bot. Okay. ZRX, SNX, KNC, and Ravencoin. Right. Okay. So I'm running 4 bots on that $500. That's all that $5 can support. Okay. I'm running 2040 on ZRX, 5075 on SNX, and 5075 on KNC, and 5100 on Ravencoin. Okay. And I got some stop losses and things like that. And I'll get into that later on because I'm not done setting up the channel here. I already had a studio. As you can see, I'm blended into the background here. I already had a studio. So there's that. But I've got workbenches over here for hardware. I've only got 2 cameras here right now. I got 4 sitting in a box. I got to get them set up. More importantly, I've only got 2 mics. This one, hell, this is my wireless mic. I got to have it plugged in. I've been doing this for so long. I got to get 2 more wireless mics. I like using a headset versus the boom mic because I got a boom mic. Yeah. There's my boom mic. It's always in my way. So I don't use the boom mic no more. I use the headset all the time. I got ideas for setting up workbenches, and I don't want to spend my week because I actually have physical limitations. I cannot spend more than 15-20 minutes hunched over with my shoulders pulled in. I just can't do it. My left arm doesn't even go up higher than this, and I can't rotate it out very far. So I got to hire people to come in here and do some other work. The big project you're looking for, the hardware projects. The one I've got in my head, I saw all these people dealing with heat. Guys, I'm in the same room as these miners. They're running 24/7. It's 520 square feet of workspace in here. You're not hearing any screaming in the background, and it's probably 60. It's 66 degrees in here right now. Okay, I only spend about $45 a month on the electric bill in this building. That's including the miners right now. So we're going to go over a lot of stuff, but you're going to have to bear with me because I'm going to set up the cameras and the mics one time at a workstation so that I don't have to go set them up because, oh, I need them over here this week. I need them over there this week. Uh, I'm never going to get back the money I'm going to invest in setting up the mics and cameras in here from YouTube. That's just not going to happen. I've been doing YouTube long enough to know that, you know, I'll hit my 100,000 subscribers long before I ever get my money back. I have no clue what the advertising market for this cryptocurrency looks like. I've been watching Sons of Tex and Voscoin's ads because they're the two big dogs in the room. You know what? I think 300,000 on Sons of Tech and 500,000 on Voscoin. I've been watching their advertisers and they're very targeted. Uh, I enjoyed bringing stuff over from the gun world. You know, I had side-by-side four-wheelers who spent a lot of money to advertise with me just because people follow me for the political stuff. Uh, that's one of the reasons. Another reason when I got sick, I spent 7 days in ICU. I come out of there and I was like, man, I'm tired of talking to idiot gamers that just all they know is what they heard in a Facebook ad somewhere. They don't know history. They don't understand things. And some of what we're going to go over is some historical stuff, especially in this bit currency, because this is history repeating itself. Not just in the trades up and down and the mathematical charts. And I'm not a chart guy. I'm not doing the trading based on charts. I'm doing my trading based on news and what I think people will respond to emotionally, given on a base of knowledge. That changes with education. And of all the businesses I've owned over the years, I make more money from a customer who can hold an intelligent conversation with me and challenge my views on what it is we're talking about, so that I have to constantly grow when we're talking about it. So I'm looking for one of these. It's called the Spondoolies SBX X37 36. Does 540 gigahertz per second. I have only 4,000 watts. All right. So I want one. Can't get it. That would put me in profit per day while building my grid bot, and would blow up how fast I can make that grid bot faster, bigger. So I'm not going to change my strategy. I want this. But what you think of as a loss is not a loss when you start looking at my cost from another perspective of what I've got to do to fund what is making money. Okay, I'm reducing my cost by not losing as much. So it sounded like a quick blurt out, like it was just straightforward math, and I appreciate you asking that question because it's not. You just don't know what I do and how I do it yet. We're going to get there. One of my big projects that I'm looking forward to, I don't even know if I mentioned this earlier in this video. I might have. It's called the flower box miner. I'm going to set up a flower box system to deal with cooling and heat. I started talking about the heating and cooling in this room, but it's going to be called a flower box miner. It's for somebody who's going to wind up with 4 or 5 ASICs. And go over to Voscoin. Over on the IdleTools.com, I have YouTubers that I am following, and I am slowly, man, I'm a long ways from getting stuff done over on IdleTools that I'm going to get done. There's some stuff going to happen here. So I'm going to go over here. So YouTubers to follow. I got Son of Tech, right? And this helps me. I don't have to wait for YouTube to tell me Son of Tech. I spend time over here, and I'm going to have some tools that I'm going to put in here that's going to help a lot of people spend a little more time over here, because I'm going to do stuff like I've got servers that I own and control. So like the config sheets in your miner, we can turn around, just take your wallet address, store it in a database, on your receive, because there's no risk there, and build your config sheets. So if you want to reconfigure, the NB miner to mine Ergo, and you've stored your wallet with it, and you just say, okay, NB miner Ergo, click, downloads a config sheet, upload it to all your mining. You know, just drag and drop. It'll be that simple. That way, and I need that tool as for the YouTube so that I can swap and trade around and test things so that it makes my day go faster. You may not need that tool. You're going to turn around and say, well, okay, I'm going to go throw it on this and just walk away for 3 months. But I got to build that tool for myself anyway. I'm going to make that tool available to everybody. You know, I have the ability. I've owned my own hosting servers for 23 years. I own my own DNSs. I mean, I'm run gun product for a long time. Trust me, I've been attacked by this crowd for 20 plus years. On average, each day, I get hack attempts from at least 26 to 27 countries in the realm of 1,500 times a day. That's the world I've lived in for 21 years. So if I sound security anal, there's a reason behind it. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. All right. We don't store stuff on the servers there. Anybody that's ever gotten past the first layer, because there's always hacks out there that get you past the first layer of security, they find out there's nothing there. The web pages don't even exist. They don't exist till you ask for them. Okay, but I had Son of Tech there, and I just put Voscoin up there because of this video and that question. When I put him up there, I went, wow. I'm gonna watch that video here shortly because I'm already interested in what. Vosk is a very good YouTuber. He does grab me with his headlines and his thumbnails. He puts a lot of effort into that, and I don't always get more than a sales pitch out of some of his videos. But I get information out of it. So I put him up there. He's like YouTubers to follow. All right. And all they are is people. I'm glad to take any traffic that I only get. Right now in IdleTools, I think I'm already up to like 3,000 people a day. So it's just on the game site for GunMuse for Guns of Glory. I run almost 1 million people a month through my website. I feed YouTube that gaming traffic. YouTube does not feed me. It's the most upside down market ever in the history of YouTube. So I'm taking all that I learned there and I'm applying it to cryptocurrency. I hope to be feeding cryptocurrency YouTubers. I'm just going to talk about stuff that may be broken in my head or things that I think I've got figured out. So the flower box miner is going to be the deal. That's, I think, is going to help out a bunch of people with the wives. You're going to appreciate that. Like I said, it's 66 degrees in my room in here right now. I got four miners running. And you saw I got the first video card in here. I'm going to get a GPU miner up and running. I'm playing around with buying an S37. But right now, I have a 990 FX2 GD80. GD82 FX GD80 version 2. With a 6-core processor in it, and you know, it was originally one of the best things ever for mining. It holds 4 slots for video cards, and I'm going to play with that first because I don't have enough video cards to go beyond it. And I also have been looking at the hardware for the stuff that's. I'm probably going to buy 2 8 GPU cards, and I'm literally motherboards, and I'm going to literally compare those 2 things because I have a feeling that the $180 S37 kits are so garbage that there's bottlenecking taking place on the mining that it might be worth it to spend another 200. I think I figured out $280 more minimum to upgrade certain components. I don't know this for certain, but I'm going to test the theory. One of the ways I've set my records with motherboard competition, things like that, is I test things. I don't take the status quo for granted. I don't believe in the four-letter word can't, guys. It can't be done. Yes, it can. Yeah, I'm doing it. Okay, I've done it. I've never met any obstacle in my life that can't be overcome. Okay, it's never happened. So we're gonna get into some of that. You got to give me some time. I'm drip, 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 drip. From a business standpoint, because I'm in the business of YouTube here, and I'm in the business of owning a website here. I got to get the business stuff set up, but I can't avoid talking about one and talking about the other because right now there's a lot of volatility going on, and I want to explain why I started over. The beautiful part of it is all the money that I've got to spend for some of this stuff I made from watching Bosscoin and Sons of Tech and I can't think of their names right now, but there were two YouTubers that were talking about trading, and then I've done some different stuff in different pools than what these guys are. I just take, like the process that they're teaching, and then apply what I see in first round results to that process. Their processes are good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with learning their process. Just remember that videos get dated. Things change. And it could be in the course of 5 days. So just, always look at the video as a process. And I don't want to be too vague on stuff because then it's boring to listen to. So, all right. So I'm going to post this video. Mostly I'm posting this video because I didn't want you guys to think that I'm ignoring you. YouTube's not showing me. I know I'm going to show that because it pisses me off. Hold on. Okay, so they showed me in here, but if I click on you, boom, goes away. Hey, looky there, that guy I could reply to. All right, but where are you coming up with your math? It's in grid botting where I'm coming up with my math. I'm cutting my costs in half. This is how I'm taking the approach of somebody who doesn't have a ton of money. The market has locked us out of graphics cards for the longest time. My 590 Fat Boy that I'm recording this on right now, my wife bought me for me 2 years ago for my birthday because I had a 1080 Ti and it just wasn't cutting it anymore. I couldn't do a 4K processing. It was taking 6 hours to make the YouTube videos. So she said, well, what video card do you want? And I said, you know what? That one's reasonable. I wanted a 5700 XT. Got to run my job to do the grid bots from the other side. Now I'm starting to get some graphic cards for mining particular coins and setting up more and more grid bots. So I've sold out my account. It's at 0. And one of the benefits of that is I know what I need to do. I'm still waiting on Binance US to authorize my account to move money back and forth directly in my account. I got my first H&T miner coming in. I've got the Dash miner coming in. And I've got the GPU miners, which will let me do a lot of stuff. And I'll have 5 or 6 good graphics cards in there. That'll let me build the funds up a little quicker. But I'm going to show... one of the things I didn't talk about was the R9 card, R9 390. According to these sites, because I read the same sites you guys did, it's not a bad card, and it's one that people weren't looking for. It was in the same chip design as the 580s, and the 480s, and the 580s. It was the predecessor, and it came out with this revolutionary, huge 8 gigabyte memory, which means that I can mine certain coins with it. Haha. It doesn't mine them as fast, but it does mine them. So those cards I've been finding. I bought one for $100, and then I was looking at another one. I'm out of my monthly budget for this month. So this month's about getting everything that I bought last month set up, shot on video. It may take me more than a month. Like I said, I got to hire the kids to come in here and do some work for me. So I've got the ability to screen capture without taking my phone and holding it up in front of my screen. Linux commands from another computer. Okay. Windows commands from another computer. So my recording machine can capture the video coming out of any device in my room. Okay. So we're going to be able to show a little more in-depth stuff than what we would do just from a one single computer shot setup. All right. And I watched enough of the other videos where guys go, well, the font wasn't big enough. I couldn't read it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to do that. But then I've got a website. So anything that we're going to type into the screen, we're going to put on a web page and put the video on the web page, and you can copy and paste from there. So that's the beauty of having the website. I have bad eyes too. I understand the thinking. It's double the work, but it makes it work for you. So I appreciate it. Thank you.